Ahoy, Let's Watchers, it's me, your valiant Captain Vasco. And there's really no room for messing around today, so we're gonna kick things off by just starting the next level. Let's talk to T-Bone.
Anyway, with that all out of the way, we can leave for the Creepy Citadel anytime you're ready. What do you think?
Sure, let's do it.
Now you're talking. We should have our bony hands on the eternal undead source in no time. Well, my bony hands anyway. Because, you know, skeleton, yeah.
Skull joke! Yet another spinal staircase.
Well, there's the Creepy Citadel, where the eternal undead source rests in peace. Okay, let me see if I remember. First you enter the castle through the main gate, then... After you fight your way through the castle, you'll go to that gateway over there. Then, if you play your cards right, you'll find the eternal undead source. Ha! Easy! Oh, here, let me get the gate. And don't worry, I'll be right behind you. And by that I mean, right here. Good luck!
Well, at least this time he's being honest about not being helpful.
The water element are stronger in this zone.
So yeah, this may in fact be the easiest collectible of all time. A story scroll that you practically trip over.
When Skylanders travel through a portal, it is customary for them to yell out a fierce battle cry when they appear. In fact, each year there is a great contest to see whose cry is the loudest, the most frightening, and the best at making milk shoot out of other people's noses.
I hope that they are drinking milk at the time and not just like spitting out milk. That seems gross. But yeah, basically, just go right at all, and you'll see that story scroll. So, one down. Now, our friend T-Bone makes it sound really easy to like clear this level. It is not. Not only is there an awful lot of like difficult minor enemies around and a difficult end to this level, but I've heard a number of people refer to this as one of, if not the hardest level in the game. I think like people rank it either like on par or quite close to the final level of the game. That's how hard this one is. So, I'm expecting to lose Skylanders this time, even though I really dislike doing that. Where's the button here? I forget exactly how this one goes. Here it is. Okay, so here's my button. Step on it. Lowers these things. Then I gotta push this guy, I think like all the way up to here. Yeah, that seems right. Then, head back over here. I guess I just rotate this, right? Yes. Rotate it until it's hitting that one that I pushed. And that will open this gate. The next thing in our way. I felt like it's probably better to show off... Wait a minute. Why isn't this button working? Am I gonna have to, like, squeeze through here? Alright, fine. I don't know why you gotta make my life difficult, button. Yeah, I figured it was better to just show off how to clear the gate rather than walk up to it and be like, I can't go through here. Alright, yet another laser puzzle. This one actually starts over here and ends somewhere else. You have to aim the laser somewhere so that you can use that laser to solve that puzzle. It's a little circuitous. I didn't even notice these archers. Jerks. I'll take this. I've taken some damage. Let's see. Some treasure. One thing I know I'm going to want to do is head over to this far side of the room where there's this sort of like broken down ramp thing and follow it all the way down here, as it will teleport us to a treasure chest. Another collectible for the level, and some more treasure that I would like Spyro to have. Oops, I got a lost one. I think that's the only thing up here, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think this actually does anything. That's fine. Now I can teleport back. And we can teleport once again, heading over here. But, before we solve this next gem puzzle... need to take in our friend, who I said was going to be on the bench, but I forgot that Guile's the only one who can help us open up this gate.
Skylanders of the air element are stronger in this
So
zone.
here's some free treasure for her. And then one of these stupid swirling vortexes that I hate. And then one of the most just needlessly complicated elemental gates I could think of. It's not particularly hard, but needlessly complicated is just the best way I could think to describe it. Like, it just does not need to have nearly as many steps as it does. Alright, so you gotta watch out for the spike traps here, and make your way over to the left side, where there's a block you could push twice to open up a new path. Once you do that, you want to step on this button in the middle of those spears, and that leads you back to start. But it also lowers these blocks and opens up this area for you. One thing I want to try, I earlier did this by accident. Can you actually blow these up? I swear I did it in that other level. Yeah, it looks like I can, like, walk right under them and not take damage. So, like, this time, for some reason, the arms that carry the... God, stop picking up the bomb! The arms that, like, carry those, like, spinning, whirling traps are still going, but the actual spikes on them, they're gone. Cool. Alright, so, pick up that bomb once you've sorted that out, and throw it at this wall. That opens up that path. And then you've got to push this block out of the way. Step on that button. And this opens the path back to that little gap I was using to stay clear of those spear traps. And also, another bombable wall. So, if you hadn't guessed, what you gotta do is go back, pick up that bomb again. You're probably gonna want a flying Skylander, but I think most of the air Skylanders can fly, and you'll probably have picked up, enough points for that to happen. Right. Then you gotta use this bounce pad to head over here. And there's a button up on this corner that you'll want to step on. As it unveils a new hat. What's in the box? It's the, quote, rocket hair. I've heard someone posit that this might be rocker hair, or it's supposed to be rocker hair, but it's definitely called rocket hair. It's, kind of weird. I don't know, Mohawk's not really my style, to be honest. I bet that doesn't really come as a shock to anyone. Now, let's see, I think the best way to do this, you gotta pull off something tricky to get this treasure chest. So basically, you gotta get that block there, and you gotta get the blocks on either side. I didn't really point it out, but you push up that block on the right in this room with the traps, the spinning traps. You push it up so that you can reveal that button, and stepping on the button... Oh, forgot, you can't push things while flying. That's really annoying. So you, like, push that up to reveal the button so that you can lower the left one. You gotta have both of them back up, though, in order to get to the last collectible here, the treasure chest. So, once you've gotten those things back in position, make your way back around these traps, and bounce your way back over to the right, but instead of going all the way up, just head off to the right, and here's your treasure chest. Yeah, it's also kind of annoying because it's, like, up on this ledge. It splits the treasure, like, on both sides there. I'm gonna go pick up the rest of that, because, dang it, I earned that treasure. Also, there's really no reason not to, because there's nothing really threatening me over here. And I can get back to start pretty easily. I will say that, like, this is like a small drop-off here, and, like, it's kind of difficult to tell, but, like, if you just, like, try and walk back up at the top here, you can get past it. But, like, for some reason you can't get past on the bottom. I don't know why they designed this. It seems really obnoxious to me. I don't know why I'm like a valley girl all of a sudden. Like, for sure. Ooh, I'm gonna stop doing that. That's really creepy. I'm creeping myself out pretty bad. Oh, I hesitated because I looked at my notes. I don't like the air warps. I've said it before, and I will say it pretty much constantly as long as there's air warps around. Yeah, but we're gonna switch to a new character because you have more experience than you need for the moment. So let's keep going with Spyro for a bit. Alright, with all of that out of the way, goodness gracious, then... what? I was not anywhere near the air warp, are you kidding me? Ugh. Guys, I want you, right now, I want you to Google the address of the company that makes Skylanders, and I want you to write them a letter. And I want the letter to be like, "Dear guys, please fix the air warps, you suck, the end." That's exactly what I want your letter to say. Right, so, you'd stand on this button to lower this block. The way this works is there's like a button in the corner that lowers some of the blocks. Lowering one of them frees up this button, and if you step on that, it lowers the block that lets you push this one to where it needs to be. However, you need to push it back so that you can push this down and over to there. I think that'll do it. It might need one more space. Nope, that does it. Alright, cool. So that opens up that drawbridge, which will let us progress further into the level. Don't think that's the end of our gem puzzles. There's a number of them in this level, but it's certainly nothing like the troll warehouse in terms of frequency. Bleh. Troll warehouse. Like, as difficult as this level is, I still don't dislike this as much as I dislike the troll warehouse. The troll warehouse is just so obnoxious. Those puzzles are not fun. Oh yeah, so watch out for the Shadow Knights. The trick of the Shadow Knights is that they're designed to blend in with the background, because, like, this is like a castle-y type place, like a horror castle, and so there's, like, suits of armor standing around to look kind of intimidating and creepy and, like, old school. And the Shadow Knight enemies look exactly like those statues, and in fact, sometimes you'll find a statue that will just start moving and try to kill you. Those statues, however, have, like, tremendous attack power. It might even be more than the rhubarb guys. Ooh, I fell off. I didn't know I could do that. What does that mean? Apparently you can fly or swim around in the water here. Learn something new every day. Seriously though, how do I get back to some place I can actually be? Alright, I guess that's how you do it. Alright, so that's something to be careful of. If your Skylander can fly or swim, they can fall into that pit and get stuck, and you have to backtrack practically halfway across the level as you've beaten so far. So I'm going to try and avoid doing that. I also didn't want to go in this middle thing. See, the main reason I came over here, this treasure aside, is that this is a really weird thing. This, like, spirally vortex thing is apparently a warp that can take you, like, halfway across the level. I think only water Skylanders can use it. Not 100% sure of that, but that's what I've been led to believe. I'm going to try this out later, and I'm going to show you how that works, okay? I think I know where this leads, but I haven't actually tried it yet. In any case, I'm going to leave that for now and take the long way for two reasons. One, because I like showing off how to do the whole level, and two, because apparently if you take the shortcut, then you don't get one of the, like, checkpoints in the objectives. You don't get the Enter the Castle objective under Chapter Completed. I don't know why they did that. Just seems really odd to me. But look what we found. It's a lock puzzle. It's Vasco's favorite. Alright, so left, left, right, right, left, right 3 times, a 1, a 2, a 3, then left 7 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, and then right 3 times, 1, 2, and 3. Ding-ding. Whew. I sure do hate those log puzzles, but another one down and another perfect score. There's a couple of these traps throughout the level. Ooh, if you time it correctly, you can rush through them. You don't have to be too careful. I mean, like, they will damage you, and, you know, they're not shy about it or anything. I'm gonna kill these, like, spider spawners, because otherwise, while I'm talking, there's just gonna be a bunch of spiders. And I'm sure some of you probably don't like spiders. I don't really like spiders. I don't like most insects. Oh god, don't be near him. Ah! Oh god, I don't want to be flying. The flying controls are really awkward. It will make it very difficult to dodge. So yeah, he has that, like, shockwave. It doesn't have, like, a huge radius on it, but, like, it can definitely hit, like, a little bit of the area around where it hits the ground. And it does a lot of damage. Watch out for it, seriously. Like, I still think the rhubarbs are a lot more intimidating, but, like, those guys are also pretty scary. Which is why I said in an earlier episode that we'd be meeting a lot of new enemies soon, and they're scary, because, well, I think these guys are scary. I don't know about you. Why don't you leave a comment if you've played this game, and let me know what your least favorite regular enemy is. For now, off the top of my head, I'm still sticking with the big rhubarb guys. They're mean. But yeah, I was saying earlier about those like, pendulum blade trap things. There's a couple of areas where they sort of, like, swing into each other. And, like, you would think it's actually pretty hard to avoid getting hit by them. But they're fairly forgiving, surprisingly. So, like, you don't have to worry too much about, like, not being in their path, just so long as you're not, like, walking directly into their path. And even if you do, those things don't do a lot of damage. They're like 10 or 15 apiece, I think, like, every time you get hit, so it's not a big deal. Don't worry too much about those. I'm gonna stay as far away from you as I can and breathe as much fire as I can upon you. Can't seem to aim myself in such a way that I can hit her with multiple fireballs at once, but, you know, worse things have happened. Once again, I'm calling her a her. I don't know why I assume that Gargantula is a lady, but apparently I do. Spyro's got a lot of experience today. Let's check out to Bomberman. The bonehead is, like, practically invisible on him. Like, because it just, like, tucks itself behind his ears. Like, you could barely see it. There's a fair amount of health in this level, to be honest, but it's not in the place where I want it most. Yeah, so, like, watch out, because there's just, like, tons of skeleton archers and shadow knights in this level. And, of course, the camera's not very cooperative for the type of strategy I'm trying to employ, which is trying to lure them into a place where I can attack them without having them constantly trying to attack me. Anyway, I've cleared those enemies. Gonna go back and pick up that cake, because, I mean, I love cake. Oh my god, such delicious cake! In Skylanders, cake is not a lot. For those of you who've played Portal, you might be skeptical of offers of cake. You might think, cake's not for real. That's not genuine cake. But in Skylanders, the cake is not a lie. Yeah, so we head down here to the Box Goblin Swamp. I believe this is the area where that warp takes you. I've never actually taken it myself, but this is, again, what I've been led to believe. Hey, so, remember that time that there was a portal and a big swirling vortexy thing? And I didn't really show it off before because it sort of, like, was a cheaty shortcut through the level. Well, now I'm here to show you how that works. Now, as I said before, I'm pretty sure you can only go through it with water Skylanders, and I'll demonstrate the logic for that briefly. First off, using Bomberman, who is a walking-only Skylander, if that makes any sense. He doesn't have any ability to cross over any special type of terrain, like water or anything like that. Now we'll switch real quick to Cinder. And from my previous experience, even though flying Skylanders can travel over water, they can't stop in or use this portal. So, this is the thing that really makes me think that only water Skylanders can do this. And if I had to stake a guess in terms of game design, I imagine it's because you have to stand on the portal, and you can't stand while flying. It's kind of the same logic behind not being able to push blocks while flying, that sort of thing. But just to make sure this is correct, because I've never actually used this portal, so let's try a water Skylander and see what happens. Now, of course, since there's 32 Skylanders out right now, there's quite a lot of variety to them, so there may be one or two exceptions, but like I said, I'm pretty sure it's water Skylanders. See? There we go. Oh, hey, look. Alright, so it looks like it takes us to this similar water pool inside the castle gates, which makes a certain amount of sense if you think about it. It's basically one pool of water to another. But, yeah, so now you know what happens if you do that. But again, if you take this shortcut, then you miss out on the, what is it, the chapter goal? What is it called? Yeah, the chapter goal of entering the castle. So keep that in mind. If you're trying to clear this level under 12 minutes and 3 seconds for that goal, well, then you'll be in great shape. But, if you're trying to get all 3 goals at the same time, you may want to avoid doing this. Anyway, back to the action. I think there's maybe some treasure or something down here? Nope, I'm wrong, there's nothing there. But yeah, it's a pretty easy maze. You just sort of like press these buttons and several goblins drop. So like, you start off with that one, or you start off with the one at the beginning, and then I think this is the one like directly after it, which like opens up a new row of guys. There's multiple paths you could take through here, I'm pretty sure. If you're down on health, you can stop this path for a cake. But yeah, basically, if you do what I did, you clear all of the goblins, and nothing kills you. So that's great. Now watch out in this next area, because there's 2 gargantulas, and some little skittery spiders as well. I should probably use a different Skylander for this, so that I have a little bit more range. I'm gonna tag out for Jabu Jabu. He's got some harpoon action that he can employ. There we go. That's taken care of. Small quantity of treasure acquired as well. And another soul gem. And this is for another one of the hybrid dragon Skylanders. This one by the name of Whirlwind. I'm a big fan of Whirlwind. He's kind of adorable. He fires like rainbow beams and makes storms and stuff. I also love that Boomer is the Skylander that you get to see the healing rainbow get shot at. Because, I don't know, I think Boomer looks hilarious in every situation. I like him almost for appearance more than anything else, but his ability to create lots of explosions is also pretty fun. Nah, I suppose I should stay as Jabu Jabu for the moment. I still got another Gargantula to take care of. And while I think I could take care of it with Bomberman, might as well play it safe. Oh, also, it's apparently a water area. I didn't notice that. I haven't been paying much attention to that recently, to be honest. No particular reason, just sort of more focused on the levels are getting more difficult, and I want to make sure I'm not missing anything.
Skylanders of the undead element are stronger in
So here's another one of those areas with the swinging pendulums. Gonna wait for those to pass. And then we'll rocket pack through this... Well, it's pretty much a literal gauntlet of traps. And here we go, some more things to smash for treasure. Let's switch back to Bomberman for a minute, shall we? I think I'm going to switch back to his anvil hat until I get a new one. I really don't like the bonehead. It just doesn't read on like any of the Skylanders I've ever put it on. Like, if I'm going to go to the trouble of putting a hat on, might as well be one that shows up. I mean, like, I could make a logical choice and make decisions as to what hat goes to which Skylander based on the stat bonuses they give, but honestly, I prefer to just put, like, awesome, hilarious hats on. Ooh, hey there. I did not think you were close enough to attack me, but apparently you were. Alright, so that's what I was talking about. That wasn't actually as much damage as I remembered, but still, it was nearly 100 damage, and most Skylanders don't have over, you know, like 400 or 500 something at the experience level I'm at, which I think is a fairly typical level. I don't know if it's average, but I think it's close. You're going to want to mind these Moon Widows in this room, because obviously their whole goal is to try and stick you in place so that the Shadow Knights can stab you with their swords and make you really unhappy. But, yeah, that room's down, although I believe there's more Shadow Knights coming up in just the next room. Oh yeah, so like here's a hallway full of suits of armor, and I think at least 2 of them are Shadow Knights. Alright, one down. Let's see who else is coming to the party. Alright, none of you are it. I forget which one it is. Oh, it's that guy. Hey there. Hi, buddy. How's it going? I didn't see you come in. Do you like explosions? I like explosions. I particularly like you exploding. Alright, yeah, so that always cleared out. I was a little nervous about that one. Had a little bit of trouble here last time, but really not any more trouble than I had this time. You know, just be careful. Try and keep moving when you can around the Shadow Knights, and, yeah, you'll take care of it. You'll be fine. Don't stress too much. This isn't the hard part. Trust me, we're not at the hard part of the level just yet. I believe this room is just a bunch of Moon Widows and that one archer. So again, the goal of the Moon Widows is to stick you in place and get attacked by the angry enemy. The archers are definitely more annoying than I would expect them to be. They don't do as much damage as something like the Rhubarb or the Shadow Knights, but, like, they sure are annoying. Like, they've got really good range, and they're much quicker than I'm expecting. That's the real issue I find with them. I'm always expecting them to have a slow reload time as skeletal archers, but no, they manage it pretty quickly. Hey, look, speak of the devil. It's more archer guys. Alright, those guys are taken care of, and you'll want to make sure to take a step over here and find this treasure chest. It's kind of shrouded in darkness, so it's actually relatively easy to miss, to be honest. Alright, so that's taken care of. Let's find our way past some more of these things. As I recall, those two enemies are both actual Shadow Knights. Those ones at the far end here, and my dynamite doesn't quite reach them. Oh, hey, look what I've discovered. Apparently, I'm not close enough for them to try and attack me, so I can, like, lame them all day by throwing dynamite with the delayed fuse ability. And, like, oh man, this is really exciting to me. Look at that. I killed that guy without any trouble at all. And just one more stick of dynamite finishes that guy off. And Bomberman levels up. Alright, so let's switch out and give... let's give Jabu Jabu a little bit more time to shine. Okay. Oh, good. Yes. The next unnecessarily complicated bit of this level. Another maze! Alright, so here's how this one works. There's a lot of stone blocks, obviously, and then a lot of buttons tucked under them. If you press all the buttons, you'll eventually find your way through here. Oh, that's not where I want to be. Oh, actually it is. What am I talking about? No, I'm lying. I want to go down here. I want to be down here so that I can find this button. This button unlocks the next area. Oh. I don't know, the buttons can be triggered too easily or not easily enough sometimes. Sometimes I find myself having to go well out of my way to set them off, and sometimes I'm trying to, like, inch past them delicately so as not to set them off, and they, like, go off like 6 times. I don't know why that is. But yeah, you basically press the buttons, follow where they go, pick up some treasure where you can find it, and then find your way out here, and you'll have to backtrack because, well, you don't open up any new areas outside of the maze, but you can open up new areas to lead you outside of the maze. Oh, goodness. I'm feeling irpy. Anyone else use that word? I think that might just be me. But I feel like we've all felt a little irpy at various points in our lives. Alright, so there's that button, and this button, and then I believe I'm supposed to backtrack at this point. So, like, there's that button that's, like, almost to the far left side of this maze, but, like, pressing the button right before that frees up this block, which leads you back to the far right side, and a second button hidden over here. Can't actually tell if I set that off or not. Well, we'll have to go back and see. I know what it's supposed to trigger, which is helpful, because if I didn't, I'd be really confused. Nope, gotta go back. I must have set it off an even number of times. Alright, so basically, the legendary treasure for this level is tucked up in that corner. I'm not hearing the noise. I don't know. I have my volume at the normal level, but it's been acting a little weird lately. Alright, that set it off, so I'm fine. Gonna wait for these to try and kill me. And fail. I'm gonna go through here. Pick up Legendary Treasure Song. Bung. That's how the Legendary Treasure Song goes, for those of you who are confused. And I got some really fancy chess pieces. I'm gonna assume they're made of silver and gold, since they're worth 850 gold. So I guess they're made of really good gold or something. Wait for those to go off, and Bob's your uncle. Now I think you want to be careful not to re-trigger buttons as you're backtracking over certain sections of the maze, because I think you need for all of the laser parts to be visible so that they'll eventually lead over to this crystal and open up that gate. But yeah, basically if you just follow that path that I did, you'll probably be fine. You might find yourself having to backtrack a little bit, like I did, but, you know, if you're careful about it. Oh yeah, once again I'm abusing ranged attacks to take out these Shadow Knights. Honestly, it'll just make the level quicker. I could fight them fairly, but they're jerks, and I got lamed in the last level by the jerk enemy of the Rhubarb, so I'm not too keen on playing fair right now. Especially since I'm going to be taking a bunch of damage in, well, not too long from now. Oh good, all area found. That means I must be right where I don't want to be. Who do I want to take in to that part of the fight? I'll use Jabu Jabu until he levels up. How about that? There's not actually anything in this room, right? Oh, I'm totally wrong. Just like a big old stack of treasure. And now we found our way to the, I forget what he called it at the start of the level, but it's a big teleporter thing. You know what it does. It teleports you. I just said it's a teleporter. You know how that works. And guess who we find on the other end?
Well. I guess you thought you were just going to walk in here and take the eternal undead source, eh? Well, you thought wrong! Ah! Now, you're going to pay for meddling in my plans! Minion!
And up first is Ghost Roaster. You know, I've changed my mind. Thinking about the enemies that I know I'm going to face, I'm going to start off with Phoenix Wright, who needs some experience to catch up. I thought I remembered there being some of those obnoxious zombies in that level. You know the ones that are weak to fire and nothing else. This is going to be a long fight. Ooh, hey there. So the trick to Ghost Roaster is that he's going to attack several times in a row with his sort of dash attack thing. Ooh, hey, I thought he only did 4. I feel like every time I attack, or I deal with him, he has like a different number of charges. And it bothers me, because the only real way to fight him is to keep moving until he stops, and then attack him quickly. See, that time was only 2. What is that about? So I'm going to play it cautious, because I've already taken a bunch of damage. But, it's a straightforward strategy. You just have to be careful about it. I always drop my guard too soon. When he starts screaming, you know he's about to dash, so that's a good indicator for when he's going to start attacking again. If you get easily confused like I do. Jeez. Alright, so not going too badly. Like I said, I've chosen a path that's going to take a while, but it'll be worth it for me in the end. Oh, I meant to move, but I didn't. Oh, fudge me. Okay, so instead of this, let's tag back into Jabu Jabu. I don't know. Can I dodge it? Ooh, yeah. Ooh, can I attack him in the skull form? I did not think that was possible for some reason. Alright. You're dead. And of course I level up.
Ah! He means nothing. You still won't be leaving the land of the undead ever. Again! I summon my evil undead spell of destruction!
Yeah, as usual, there's sort of an obstacle spell in between fighting Chaos's minions during these fights. It's pretty much how it always works.
Level up.
So this time, he's got like lasers that surround the arena, and oh goodness, they're white at first to sort of let you know where they're going to fire, and then when they turn red, they deal damage to you. Yeah, and that one you got to keep moving, or else the lasers are gonna lock onto you. It's pretty straightforward so far. It's the second round that really gets me every time.
How about another evil undead minion to round things out?
Shield at the ready.
Hey, check it out, it's Chop Chop, everyone's favorite gladiatorial jerkface skeleton. So the way he works is that he charges around with his shield up, and then when he gets close to you, he does like a spinning sword dash attack thing. He's good at blocking the ranged attacks, better than almost any of Chaos's minions, but at the same time he does drop his guard. That time I did not manage to dodge. And that time I did. And he's almost done. Let's play it carefully, because I might need more help from Jabba Jabba. He's a good candidate for this fight, I think. There we go. Absorb the experience.
You may be wondering why I'm laughing.
Yeah, I was curious.
Because I know you can't keep this up. Soon you will make a mistake, and then this will all be over. Now, I, Chaos, summon my particularly evil undead spell of total destruction.
Alright, this is the one that usually gives me trouble, but like I said, I think I might be ready for it this time. I think I've made the same mistake every single time I've done this, so I'm just gonna try not to do that. Oh, come on. That's so lame! There was literally no way I could have dodged that. You see, there's an achievement for not getting hit by any lasers, which I've never managed to get, because what I always do is in the second part, I try to hide in the middle, because it sort of leads you that way. Because, like, the way it works is like... Oh, good. I'm trapped in a corner. I almost made it without taking damage. I swear there was literally nothing I could have done to take damage.
Here. See? There's another one. Now, you face it even
Hey,
more.
new Skylander, shut up, Chaos. Actually, no, I've changed my mind. I want to go with... Alduin.
Oh, undead minion. Attack!
So in my opinion, Hex is the trickiest of the three, so she appropriately comes last. Gotta watch out. She fires like 3 or 4 of those skull blasts, and then does like a skull rain attack, which is fairly difficult to dodge. It's the real trick to fighting her, is dodging that. Somehow I managed to get caught in her, like, defensive barrier, which is why I ended up taking damage last time. As long as you know it's coming, you can totally dodge this, the onslaught of the Skull Rain. But it can be tricky to see it coming, because, like, if she's... Oh, God. If she's behind the barrier at the time that she starts launching it... Oh, come on! Are you kidding me? There's no way I'm losing a Skylander this time. Kill her, kill her, kill her, kill her, kill her! Do it! Whew, that was close. And the skull's like trying to kill me from beyond the grave. Okay, so that sucked.
Oh, come on! Really? Really? Fine! I didn't want to do this. Scratch that. I totally want to do this. Now I summon my ultimate evil undead spell of complete and utter destruction!
Now, from my recollection, this is actually the wimpiest of the 3 spells, so I don't know why he saves this for last. The second one is definitely the one that gives me the most trouble. So, like, look at this. Oh man, almost anywhere is safe. Most of the place is safe. Most of the board is safe. I am not threatened by you in any way. Okay, there's like a whole lot of this area that I can easily dodge. Like, it's not that hard. I don't understand.
But how can this be? You are nothing! A speck, a worm, an interloper! And now
for a second I thought that said anteloper, which is a pretty cool insult that doesn't actually mean anything. But I might start calling people that.
Attack!
Alright, and of course, now that we've defeated 3 minions and dodged 2 spells, we've got to defeat 3 minions and dodge some spells. Alright, I'm gonna try something different. Oof, I got caught there against that wall for a second. Now, ideally, you probably want to try taking out Hex first. Because, like, her Skull Rain ability is pretty difficult to dodge on top of these lasers. But, with her barrier and all that, it's actually pretty difficult to, like, hunt her down. Crumbs. Oh, that was lame. Okay, let's switch to Spyro. I think technically she got KO'd there, but I'm not 100% sure. Alright, time to... Oh my goodness, how did I take all of that damage? Okay, so yeah, this is going exactly as well as I thought it would. Okay, I got a new strategy. Ready for this? Let's see if Garchomp can help me hack this. He can help me dodge the lasers more effectively, for sure. But, enemies are still an issue. Alright, good. That's what I needed. Because that heals me up. And now I'm only dealing with 1 enemy. Now we'll be in better shape. Oh, come on. Wow, he's a lot stronger than I thought. She was at like half health, and that was just like 1 barrage of fists that cleared her out. Well, alright then.
Impossible! Take the eternal undead source, but I promise you, soon you will regret this!
He just cut himself off? That looked weird. I feel like he had more to say or something. But I didn't press any buttons. Let's see if Aldwin is actually still alive. No, she got KO'd. Alright, I guess I'll just pick it up with a different Skylander. I could show off someone from my other team, but it feels somehow dishonest. You did good work, Garchomp. Thank you for saving the day. Yeah, I knew that level was gonna suck hard. Like, that level is mean. Like, the chaos... Like, I don't like the chaos fights in general. I'm pretty sure we've been over this. Like, just the fact that you're fighting 3 people who are basically on par with your power level at once while dodging traps is just like... I don't know who thought that was fair. Like, it's not fun. Every time it's just stressful. But, like, on top of that, like, these are some of the tougher enemies that you face. Like... it's really hard to attack Ghost Roaster while he's attacking. He's the first one we saw here. And he's got, like, a really long attack range. So, like, if you don't step out of his way, he can catch you from almost anywhere. Then, Chop Chop has the shield, which protects him from projectiles. But if you get close, then he has the advantage, because he's got the sword and the spin attack, which clearly do a lot of damage, because when he backed Spyro into a corner, he practically instantly KO'd him. There was also something with the lasers there. The laser traps are lame. But, like, it does a lot of damage, clearly, so, you know, he's difficult as well. And then Hex is just unreasonable to fight here. Like, her skeleton barrier makes it difficult to hit her with a lot of attacks. Plus, she has, like, all manner of ranged attacks, so, like, she doesn't have to be anywhere near you to attack. So, like, she can basically just hide away wherever she can and make your life really difficult if you're trying to fight her. So, they're 3 very difficult enemies, and, I mean, I'm not particularly surprised or disappointed to lose my Skylanders. I don't want it to happen. It bothers me when it does happen, but, like, It's a very difficult level, and between like the air gate puzzle and that block maze at the end, like there's just like a lot of unnecessary like length to this level. Like the end is hard enough. Do we really need to make it this long? But I digress. We've handled the level, we've got another elemental source, the eternal undead source, and now let's add it to the core of light and see what happens.
Skylands is growing darker, young Portal Master. But now you bring the eternal undead source. Add its power to the core of light.
Okay, so now the core of light is haunted, and that's somehow better. Yeah, I don't really follow. Hey, look at that! It's our old friend... Mole guy. I actually forget his name.
Wow. Am I the only one that didn't know this was here? I mean, honestly, there's a train here.
Did you say there's a train?
Right there behind you.
Ooh, that explains the tracks. I'm not sure how I could have missed that.
It couldn't possibly be because he's blind as a bat, could it?
Unlikely.
That's right. Boom!
Wait, that was meant to be an insult? That's just mean.
Here, you know. Listen, we moles were digging, searching for the crucible of the ages. But there was a terrible cave-in.
Wait! You know where the crucible is? That's one of the missing components to the Great Machine. It's the only relic in the world that can contain the power of the eternal fire source.
I know. That's why we're looking for... Wait, what am I saying? There's no time to explain. The cave! There are moles trapped down there. I barely escaped when the cave-in sealed the entrance shut.
Skylander, if we can open a path through the debris, perhaps you could recover the crucible.
What part of moles trapped down there don't you understand?
We'll need something powerful enough to blow up the debris that's blocking the cave. Then we can get the crucible and save the moles.
Finally?
If only there was some sort of explosive device we had already established here at the ruins that could help us. Shucks. Alright, so check it out. Winged Sapphire. I'm gonna switch to Alduin, who should be recovered now that we're at the ruins. Because she is the quickest, and I got some walking to do. I want to do all this stuff before I round out this episode, even though it's already a little long, because that level is long. I did not know I could jump off of that fashion. Once again, I need to acquire this stupid oil can. And, why not pick up the bomb along the way? I mean, I'm already downstairs. But I feel like this, level, or this sort of cutscene sort of highlights... that did not bounce like I was expecting it to. But, like, basically, my point being that Hugo is kind of a butt. I mean, like, think how many times we've encountered someone and they're like, oh yeah, like, we totally need the help of the Skylanders. He's like, whoa, wait a minute. You have this, like, really rare object that we have no right to steal? We need to steal that.
Was that another cave-in? Oh, no! Are you ready to go to the mines now?
Not even close, buddy, but thanks for asking.
It's not like lives are depending on you or anything. Sheesh.
Nuclear jets. I mean, okay, like, with Hugo, he's willing to... The thing is, like, with Hugo, he's willing to not only ignore the plight of these mole people, but also, like, send someone else to save them. Like, he's not doing the work himself. He's, like, getting someone else to steal stuff for him from people who need his help. Alright, so that's 2 winged sapphires. And then, there's this. Do I need to bomb this first? I don't recall. I'm gonna go get a bomb, because I think that's supposed to help. But yeah, basically, so this is what I was talking about when I was saying, like, that I wanted to wait until the end of this level before getting more upgrades, because there's so many winged sapphires, at least 3. Yeah, I think that technically opened that up. I think that's why I did the save thing there. Yep, there we go. So yeah. 6, 7, and 8. So now I've got all of those. Just want to check one more thing. I'm not entirely sure if this one's available here. Come out of there. I don't know what that song is. Yeah, okay. I can still get that. So, I need one more bomb. And if I'm remembering this correctly, which I believe that I am, indubitably, then I can dash my way over here. And one more winged sapphire. That's right, almost half of the winged sapphires are suddenly available to us after clearing the undead levels. So obviously, that's like a pretty big bonus and worth waiting a couple of levels to buy some upgrades. So at the start of the next episode, you can bet that I'll be buying some upgrades. Hopefully by then I'll have decided what I want Spyro, Alduin, and Phoenix Wright to be doing with their time. But, yeah, as this episode's running a little bit long, it's running quite long, actually, but I've got everything done that I want to do, and, yeah, took care of that really, really painful level. So, if you enjoyed this, you'd be doing me a huge favor if you'd leave a like, comment, or even subscribe to my channel. Doing any of these lets me know that you like what you're seeing and want to see more, and it helps other people find it so that they can enjoy it, too. Yeah, thanks so much for watching, and in the next episode we'll be heading off towards the fire-themed levels, and we'll be trying to save some mole people. So, yeah, also I'll get rid of this annoying oil can. I do so hate this thing. Anyway, I'll leave you to hang out with these ghosts, and the ghosts that I have haunting the Core of Light for some reason now. Spooky!